What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be going over the ICT silver bullet concept. What is the silver bullet? Well, the silver bullet concept is a strategy based on liquidity, fair value gaps, price imbalances, and this is basically a strategy that trades with the market, trades sort of with the banks rather than trading retail. This kind of trades, I would say, against the retail traders. We're looking for, the stops to be taken out, which would be our liquidity zones before we enter our trades. So a silver bullet strategy typically happens 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that is our silver bullet window. It's a 1 hour window where the silver bullet is most likely and the most precise, has the most precise setups, right? So you want to have your time zone on the New York time zone, which is UTC4. Everything we talk about is going to be in the New York time. We are trading the stock market, so everything is New York time. This could be traded on the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. Granted, it can be traded on any US Forex pairs. Personally, I don't do that. I stick with the indices and trade with the New York stocks here. So now I want to dive into a trade here that I took back in, what was this? October 23rd. October 11th, 2023. So the way I look at the silver bullet, when you enter a trade, you can first wait for liquidity to be swept. And then you could look for a market structure shift, a fair value gap, and then enter off the fair value gap in the direction in which it's going. But for this trade example, what I want to show you is a setup that was taken here, right, based off of this previous 15-minute fair value gap, right? So these green boxes here it's just an indicator that I have set for, the New York time frame. I don't use any indicators besides the Asia. I just added this for, the sake of the video. So what we can see is, when you're diving into this trading day, well, what I'm going to keep an eye on is this 15-minute gap here. So typically, I'm entering a trade off of the 1 or the 5-minute. It's either one of those. And I use the 15-minute time frame as my highest time frame, right? You don't necessarily need a daily bias or a weekly bias or anything like that. Now, granted, you can take a look at the daily and see what it's doing, but the 15-minute when I'm looking for trades is my highest time frame that I'm looking at. So as we can see here, let's go back to this trade here. I have it marked up on the 15-minute, right? So on this trading day, we're going to be looking at price action and what it's doing. So when I open the computer and I open my chart, I can see, okay, it's now the silver bullet window. What was price just doing at market open? Well, it was respecting this 15-minute gap, right? So what am I looking for? Well, if you look right here, we have a market structure shift, right? Huge displacement candle to the downside out of the 15-minute gap, leaving this 5-minute fair value gap, right? Price taps into it. Now, what could you do here? As soon as price tapped into it, you can set your stops to 5 points and you target either 5 points minimum, 10 points, is you can leave 10 points as like a runner. You can close half at 5, or you can close full at 5. 5 is your minimum. 10 is kind of like a max if you feel confident in the trade. Here, let's see. Here, it would have hit your 10 points. It would have put you back up and then hit your 10 points. But we got our 5 points right there. So, I mean, it's as simple as that, really. And then what does it do again? Price comes all the way back up, taps into the 5 and the 15-minute, giving you confidence that it's not respecting only one, it's respecting both. Could enter again. Now, if you do want to hold it, what are you targeting if you want to hold it for more than 5 points? Well, the next zone of liquidity or a previous fair value gap on the, let's see, here's a previous 5-minute fair value gap. You can target these, which would be equivalent to the lows here. You can target the lows, or you can target down here if you're confident it'll fill in this range. But generally speaking, it would be the lows. So you get in up here and you target the next zone of liquidity, which would be right here. You can put your take profit to there, which is about 10 points, 12 points. And as you can see here, price went all the way down, kind of respected this fair value gap, and then took right off, right? So that would have been about 20 something points. Now what else? Where did it go from here? Price came all the way back up, took out this zone of liquidity here. So this would be like a buy side liquidity as a previous high, right? So going into the next day, this is still your previous high. So this is buy side liquidity. Move that over to the right. Okay. Well, that was taken out during Asia in the afternoon. So now we enter the trading day, and look what it respected here. It respected this 5-minute fair value gap from the previous trading day, right? So we marked that up, came all the way down to it. Let's drop down to the 1 minute here. Let's see, where were we at here? There we are. Right, so then what do you have? It taps into this previous 5-minute. By the way, fair value gaps never expire. ICT mentions that fair value gaps, you can use fair value gaps over and over again. So what do we have here? Well, as soon as we enter this trading session, we have a breaker, which is a swing high, a swing low, a swing high. That's a bullish breaker, as well as a market structure shift, a fair value gap. It tapped right inside of it, 5 points, right? Could have even held a 10. Look at that, a perfect 10 points, right? So these concepts work every single day. Granted, some days are gonna be worse than others with news, Don't recommend trading the news or trading the Asia session. There's just no volume. You can see it's just, you know, crappy price action. You don't want to trade this. Stick to the New York session, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then you have the PM session, which is going to be, let's see, in my time zone, it's from 11 to 1. So that would be, let's see. Be 2, no, what would that be? 11 to 1. I can't do the math right now, but my time zone, Pacific time zone, it's 11 to 1. So this will pass any of your challenge accounts. It'll get you funded. It's once you learn it, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. I actually just passed an account here with a silver bullet. It's a 100K account with Apex. So I got that ready to go. And yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, link is in the bio. 49 bucks for live trades, questions and answers. We'll dive a lot deeper into this. This is just a quick overview. There's, you know, a lot more ins and outs to this. But that is the silver bullet by ICT, and it works a day in and day out. So till the next one, we'll see you guys.